It's a great pleasure to be here with Dr. Shah. Why the change? We always at the AJNR try to respond to the needs and asks of our readers. One ask that we have heard many times is that we have different groups within our readers. Some of them want to hear about the most cutting edge research, but we also have a large group of readers who are interested in articles that are directly applicable to their clinical practice. We used to have both type of article included in the AJNR, but sometimes it was hard for each group to find the articles that they are most interested in. And now by having two different journals, it will streamline this process, and that way the folks interested in the most cutting edge research will be able to find it in the AJNR. And if they want to find articles that are directly relevant to their clinical practice, they will be able to peruse AJNR Clinical Practice.
So the focus of AJNR Clinical Practice, as Dr. Wintermark alluded to, is going to be articles, review articles with an image-rich format that really speak to a broader neuroradiology audience, trainees, as well as those in general neuroradiology and refreshers for seasoned neuroradiologists. We'll be updating these articles every 2 to 3 years so that they will have the most clinically applicable latest information. And we hope to also include white paper type of articles. So what are the standards being used in the community? Really, our reach is going to be on the education side, on the teaching side, for all levels of readership.
Our plan for the two journals is really for them to complement each other. So we'll try to ensure that the content is appropriately displayed on each of the website for each of the journals. We'll also have easy way to go from one journal, from one website to the other. So some of the sections we currently offer, like the case collection or the trainee corner, will remain on the AJNR, but there will be again an easy way to get from the AJNR website to the AJNR Clinical Practice website and vice versa. So again, we hope for a positive impact with the two journals complementing each other perfectly.
We are planning on the first issue to be launched right before the annual meeting in May. We are confident we will achieve an impact factor. It will be PubMed index. We are building the infrastructure, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, making sure that we've laid out a very solid foundation. So we are very confident that we will achieve an impact factor in a couple of years. It just takes that much time to accumulate the data.
It will not be open access. So the article that will be published will only be released to the general public after an embargo period of 1 year. But all our subscribers and of course all the ASNR members will be able to access the content of AJNR Clinical Practice immediately. It will be one additional great benefit of being a member of ASNR is to have access to the great content of AJNR Clinical Practice. And I also want to remind that any trainee, any medical student, any resident, any fellow can become an ASNR member in training for free. I want to insist on the for free. And by being an ASNR member, they'll be able to access to the AJNR Clinical Practice. So while AJNR Clinical Practice will not be open access, again, all the trainees all over the world will be able to access it for free by being, again, a member in training of the ASNR. And then after training, AJNR Clinical Practice will remain one of those great benefits that you get by being a member of our society.
Submission site will be open on Scholar One in January. The website will also have clear instructions on the formatting of the manuscript, the word limit, the image sizes, things like that, very parallel to what is an AJNR in the author instructions so that the authors can be led in a very systematic way. Articles will be solicited from great exhibits and talks from scientific meetings, as Neurographics had done. We ask people to contact us if there have been any great exhibits, presentations that would lend themselves to great review articles. Also, we look forward to getting great review articles from the AJNR readership who is thinking of some great ideas. We really encourage those leaders in education and in specific neuroradiology topics to um, submit articles. I think that will be really beneficial not only to the trainees, but also the neuroradiology community.
And if I may add just something that Dr. Shah touched on, we're going to try to build some synergies between AJNR and AJNR Clinical Practice. So the two journals will share the same submission system. It will allow for us to have a cascading approach. So if you submit an article to one journal and we feel that it would be a better fit for the other journal, you will not need to resubmit. We'll be able again to take advantage of the same submission system. Another thing that I wanted to also insist is that both journals will apply the same very rigorous peer review approach. So no matter whether it's a spontaneous submission or an invited article, all types of article will go to our very rigorous peer review, and only those that make it successfully through that peer review process will be published. The Neurographics content is, of course, extremely rich, and we are grateful to all the authors who have contributed to Neurographics over the many years that Neurographics has been in place. The last issue of Neurographics will be published by the end of this year, 2025. And then after that, we will no longer publish any article in Neurographics, but we will, of course, retain all of its content and make it available through the AJNR Clinical Practice website. So all of the content of Neurographics will still be available to all our readers. Please visit our AJNR Family of Journal booth at the ASNR meeting in May in Austin, and we'll be celebrating the launch of the new journal.